Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Today we're going to talk a little bit about making a change. And for many of us, or many people, I was included, change can feel uncomfortable to the point where we almost get resistant to it. When somebody's going to make a change or you're deciding to make a change, it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to go into the unknown. But if you're wanting to have a breakthrough, for instance, with your health and your fitness or anything you want in life, typically a change is necessary. So let's talk about what change actually looks like and how you can break through and achieve anything you desire. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to talk about change, the process of change today, and how you can have breakthroughs to reach for and achieve anything that you desire. But before I do that and we get into all the good stuff, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, whether this is your first time on Power Blast or if you're a regular listener, thanks so much for being here. And if you're listening to the podcast in some sort of app, please jump in, leave an honest rating and review. That helps others discover this show. I mean, I want to reach out to more awesome people like you. And if you are over on YouTube, catching the video version, seeing me wave at you, please be an awesome friend. Smash the subscribe button and the notifications bell. That way you won't miss a show. And it would be super crazy awesome if you hit the thumbs up button for this episode and dropped in a comment. I do reply to those. And that helps with the algorithm for YouTube. Helps reach more awesome people like yourself. You absolutely rock, my friend. So I was recently on a training about change and having breakthroughs. And I really never thought about this process much, other than, life experiences. But sometimes you experience life and you really don't think, how did that actually happen? But a light bulb moment went off and I was like, oh my gosh, that's why I was stuck for so long. And while I finally figured it out and I didn't need this, this webinar that I was on to help me have that breakthrough, it just brought clarity to things. And then for me, I can turn around and share it with you, or you might know of somebody that could benefit from this as well. And it's like, man, I've got to jump on Power Blast and share this with you because, when it comes to change, change can only happen when, one, you have a burning desire to, a burning desire to change, a burning desire to go after something. Okay, and then the second one, and this is probably the big one here, and you probably know it. You must be willing to do what it takes to achieve that. So let me do a little bit of an exercise with you. It's not too complicated. You can think about this. You can even do this while you're driving in the car. Answer these questions. What is it that you want to achieve? Let's talk with health and fitness. What would be your health and fitness goal that you want to achieve? Okay. What is your goal? And now think, how will that feel when you achieve that goal? A lot of times we don't put a feeling to it. We don't put a visualization to it. I think a lot of times we do maybe do a visualization briefly, and then we look at our current reality and go, oh, yeah, that's not happening. That's not it because it's not there. But whatever you imprint on the brain, whatever the mind can conceive, you can achieve, and especially if you believe that. How will that feel when you put feeling and emotion behind it? I think that can have such a power to going, oh my gosh, this becomes really something I desire and something I'm willing to work toward. And then ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes to achieve that? Many times when it comes to exercise, eating right and being a little bit more disciplined, more healthier habits than maybe the unhealthy habits. Sometimes the resistance walls comes up. And I just put out a podcast an episode or two ago about that. But you got to ask yourself, am I willing to do what it takes to achieve that desire that I have? Because there's a process to this that needs to happen for you to get there. Let's start at point A, okay? You're at point A, you're in your comfort zone. Now, when you're in your comfort zone, no change is possible whatsoever there because you don't have a desire to change. You're feeling fine. You're in your comfort zone. Everything's good. I'm good. I don't need anything. So you've got your comfort zone, right? Then there comes a time when the next step is you become interested. You see there's a possibility of more. Maybe whatever happens to make that make you interested. Maybe it's you're frustrated with the way things have been, and you're frustrated with yourself, or you're frustrated that you couldn't achieve or do something. Maybe you had a vision that you wanted to achieve something really cool and really, really awesome. Maybe you saw a product. Maybe you saw an ad or a testimonial and an infomercial, and that inspired you, and you're just like, oh, there's a possibility. Is that something that I can do? Is that something that I really want and desire? And so here's where the breakthrough happens. And the breakthrough happens really quick. It happens in an instant. You make a decision, okay? It's that aha moment. The decision is made. I'm doing this. I'm going for it. For me, it became where it was just like, man, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, overwhelmed, overworked, and quite overweight. And I was like, something's got to change. But in order for something to change and my desire to happen, I've got to be willing to put in what it was. And while I invested in myself and got something that I could work out from home, I did not commit. I had that breakthrough. And so here's this little area right here where you have the breakthrough, but there's a need for accountability and there's a need for commitment to continue to have that breakthrough. And so you have your breakthrough moment, your aha moment. You're going to do this. You make the decision. It happens very, very quickly. But there can be this toggle time where you fall back into old habits. You get back into your comfort zone. You find yourself interested again. And you think about the New Year's resolutions that many times people have, where all of a sudden it's the end of the year. I'm frustrated. I need to do something. I'm seeing the infomercials. I'm seeing the ads. I need to have this breakthrough. I'm interested and I'm deciding to do it. I'm committed this time, right? But you got to have some accountability. You got to have some things. And that's where you get into the next step. And this is where you're going to have some lifelong things happen. It's getting to mastery. So this is where it's going to take repetition. It's going to take practice, just like doing your daily workouts. You aren't going to get in shape in 1 week. Probably 30 days. You might feel a little stronger, but reaching the exact goals that you probably have, that desire, is going to take longer. Okay? But at this point, during mastery, that's where you're creating sustainable habits. That's where you're creating those lifetime habits. And of course, yes, it takes energy to continue moving forward. And I get it. This is the time when little things like excuses and alibis, they try to creep in and pull you back, into old ways. They're like, oh, and they kind of lurk in the dark shadows. And then eventually when you find your groove and you find your thing, sometimes life likes to take you sideways and see how can you navigate some extra obstacles. And a lot of times it's what's happening between our ears. It's the self-talk. It's the old excuses. It's the old, the convenient things to pull us back into comfortable. So you've got to keep going. Excuses like no time, no energy. I think about, we're so busy and we're trying to find an hour in our day to extend the best day of our, the best days of our life. And that can be a challenge, So let me ask you this. How much battery are you running on right now if you were a cell phone? If you were a cell phone and you're like, I'm checking my little battery, what battery life do I have? What percentage would you see on that? I asked this with a group of people yesterday. They had everything range from people up to 80%, which is really cool, to people running like on fumes. 5%, 10%, 15%. I know this is the little reality check, but that's where I want to step in and help you. So, definitely book a call with me. Get on my calendar. I will help you find that hour of power and give you 3 simple strategies to recharge 100% of your mental and your physical battery. So to get on my calendar, book a call, head over to putyourselffirst.com/breakthrough, and you can get there and we can chat and charge that back up. It's when you're going through this mastery phase and you got the excuse and you got the things and you want to keep that battery life at 100%. That when you have got the repetition and the habits are kicking in, eventually a new you is created. The new you already exists. It's just you become that. Your new level. You don't go back to old ways. You begin to create new goals. This happens all the time when I'm coaching clients, and when we're initially talking, it's like, we wouldn't be talking about you signing up for a 10K or a half marathon or a full marathon. But here the person is. They've gone through. They've mastered some things. They've gotten their results. Now new possibilities open. New goals get created. Things that we probably weren't talking about 3 months ago, 6 months ago. So I encourage you to assess where you are and where you want to go. That's really important. I mean, if you're wanting to make health and fitness changes that you can, so you can improve other things in life, whatever that may be, you have to ask yourself, do I have a desire to change? Is my desire to change big enough? Is it bigger? Is my desire to change bigger than my desire to stay the same? Is my desire to change bigger than my desire to stay the same? Because you heard me talk about the little comfort zone, the little comfort box. And seriously, I get it. When when am I going to find the time? When I'm going to find the energy, Perry? So I'm overworked. I'm overwhelmed. I'm exhausted. There are ways. There are some really simple ways to charge that battery up. I mean, I get it. You're busy. A lot of us, we wear the busy badge all the time. We're busy trying to find an hour in the day and just, where can we plug in? Think about walking through an airport and it's like, outlets are not that prevalent in the airport, and you're down to just like 2%. You're scrambling. It's like, man, I need to charge that up. So if you want to recharge that battery, let's book a call. And I will help you find your hour of power, share with you 3 simple strategies to recharge your 100%. Not only your physical battery, but your mental battery. Man, when you've got 100%, you can do lots of things. Head over to putyourselffirst.com/breakthrough. Get on my calendar. We will talk. That's all I have for this week. Your desire to change. Is it stronger than your desire to stay the same? Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. Please share with somebody that you know of that can benefit from this episode. Subscribe, leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app to help others discover this show. I think the universe is going to kick you some major vibes for doing that too. And if you're over on YouTube, please be sure to smash the subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you get an alert each time a new show drops. You absolutely rock, my friend. That's all I have for this week. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.